Okay guys, so I was going through my channel and I came across a video called Amir Khan Why He Beats Floyd Mayweather, and I made it a very long time ago, and it was very interesting watching the video because one of the very first things I said, I was watching Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia on the left side, and on the right side there was a video playing of um, Mayweather versus Canelo, and I stated in the video that Amir Khan beats Mayweather and the reasons why he beats Mayweather, but then I also said in the video that if Amir Khan was fighting Canelo, Canelo would have knocked Amir Khan out. So it prompted me. I thought, you know what? I said back then, well before the fight with Khan and Canelo was ever made, that Canelo was going to stop Amir. I never made a prediction on that video, reason being why is because I didn't really want to totally discredit Amir. Who's been a friend to me, so in the biggest fight of his life, and I really didn't want to knock him to that extent. But I never did make a video prediction saying Khan will win that fight. And I told you several reasons why Canelo beats him, and I did state how Canelo, if he knocks Amir Khan out, exactly what punch it would happen in, and it happened in the same fashion where he brought Khan's body down with right hand to the body, and he brought the right hand to the top and chinned Amir Khan and knocked him out. But this fight here, Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Amir Khan, it was a fight which I think should have happened when Mayweather fought Berto. I think instead of fighting, and you've got to blame Floyd Mayweather, and he is fully responsible for this fight not happening. It should have happened in replacement of Andre Berto. It made sense. It should have definitely happened. Khan was on a winning streak, and Mayweather versus Khan should definitely have happened instead of Mayweather versus Berto. If you can make Mayweather versus Berto, you can make a bigger fight with Amir Khan, and that's just a fact. Now, Khan's been knocked out by Alvarez, but he did show some plus signs in that fight, and he did show that he's an exceptional boxer. But then he also showed, as he always does, that you chin him, you knock him out. But I mean, Floyd Mayweather is a fighter who has not had any knockouts in, I believe, 9 years. Okay, to say that he is going to come and knock Amir Khan out is just not something that you should even consider in this fight, because the chances of it happening are so minimal. Because I mean, Khan's had a multitude of fights, right? And he's been knocked out by Canelo at 155. He's been knocked out by Danny Garcia at 140. He's been knocked out at 135 by Lamont Peterson, and he's been dropped several times throughout his career. So Khan does not have a good chin, okay? That's just the bottom line. He's not got a good chin. But, I mean, is his chin really that bad? I don't think it's that bad as much as it's made out to be. And to say that someone who hasn't had a knockout in 9 years is going to come and knock Amir Khan out, I mean, there's a chance Mayweather can crack. But, I mean, it's not something where, it's definitely going to happen where Mayweather's going to definitely knock out Amir Khan and break his 9-year no knockout spree. It's just not, it's not something that you should put at the forefront of your mind. Which begs the question, if Mayweather can't knock Amir Khan out, can he outpoint Amir Khan? And this was something that I've questioned for a while, and I always thought that it was a fight that Amir, it was the ideal fight to make for Amir Khan, where Amir faces Mayweather and, see how much of a good boxer he really is. And I'm going to say this, that I personally feel that the Mayweather versus Canelo fight was closer than anyone who watched that fight. And you've got to remember, boxing is subjective, and Mayweather had a lot of respect for Canelo after that fight. And I think it's this. I think it's that when Canelo lost that fight, he lost, I'd say, about 9 to 10 rounds he lost, okay? Maybe more. But, I mean, the rounds that he lost, round by round by round, if you look at it, he wasn't getting whooped badly. I mean, there was, I'd say in the entire fight, there was about two rounds where Canelo lost pretty badly. Aside from them 2 rounds later on in the fight, I don't think he lost extremely badly round by round. I mean, boxing's round by round, and I think Canelo did land some punches on Mayweather. But the bigger thing was this, that Mayweather was not able to connect Canelo Alvarez the way he connects with their opponents. He was missing a lot. Mayweather's punches missed Canelo quite considerably in the early rounds of the fight, and Canelo had good defense. Whereas when Amir Khan faced Canelo, Amir Khan put a whooping on Canelo in the first few rounds. He hit him with devastating punches. Not powerful, but devastating in the fact that it caught Canelo's attention. They were stinging fast punches, and Khan was outlanding Canelo by quite a bit. However, after the third round, I believe it was, we saw Canelo close the gap and Canelo started landing harder body shots. And, you started seeing Canelo taking over as a boxer and as a fighter, and he started landing the meaningful punches. Um, but you see, we got a gauge, you see, but you've got to remember something else as well. Mayweather fought Canelo at 152 when he was less experienced. Amir Khan fought Canelo in his prime when he was more experienced at 155 pounds. In addition to that, Mayweather is a better defensive fighter than Amir Khan. Amir Khan, I think, has better offense in terms of his punch output. Mayweather definitely has more skill in terms of his punching output, in that the variety of his punches is something to behold. He can fight on the inside, he can fight on the outside. He's a complete fighter, is Floyd. But I mean, if these two were to face against each other, who would I favour? I mean, the truth is, I'd have to say Mayweather, and it's based on this, okay? When Amir Khan faced Danny Garcia, okay, we saw that Danny Garcia started landing punches on Khan several times in the fight. And this is what you call timing, and it's not something that I really understood of old. It's something I've understood of recent. That I've always been under the illusion that timing can beat speed by knockout, but timing can also beat speed in terms of points, if that makes sense. Now, if you can knock someone out and time them, you can also do that several times in the fight. And I think the most prominent fight where we saw this where Mayweather surprisingly had slower hands, and that was the Andre Berto fight. Okay, Mayweather, however, used his reflexes, he had faster feet, faster upper body work. The only thing Berto had was faster hands, but faster hands means nothing if you don't have faster head movement, faster reflexes, and faster footwork. And Berto didn't have that. And you saw Floyd Mayweather Jr. take Berto apart, and he timed him. He was timing him left, right, and center throughout 12 rounds in the fight, and he schooled Berto. And I think the thing is this: when Manny Pacquiao faced Floyd Mayweather, I mean, I see all these fights differently, and then this is the thing with boxing: everybody sees fights differently. Okay, different people score different things. But when I saw Mayweather versus Pacquiao, I thought Pacquiao put up a better fight than people give him credit for. I think Pacquiao hurt Mayweather. Mayweather definitely, to me, he stumbled. You saw a little shake up in the legs, and he went in a defensive stance on the ropes, and he let Pacquiao tee off on him. To me, that shows a sign that the punch had a significant impact on him, and it definitely did. I mean, that left hand that Pacquiao threw got Mayweather against the ropes, and he lit off them beautiful, amazing combinations that Pacquiao throws with speed. I mean, why did he land that? He landed that because he's a southpaw, okay, and he's got a very good left hand. Amir Khan doesn't have a southpaw stance. Therefore, he would have to also take into account, not only would he have to beat Mayweather's defensive brain and his forward thinking in terms of, he treats boxing like a chess match, and he wouldn't be up against just all that. He would also be up against the shoulder roll, because Mayweather did not fight Manny Pacquiao with a shoulder roll because Pacquiao was a southpaw. And if he can dismantle Manny Pacquiao, who is an elite fighter at the very highest level, and Mayweather outboxed him, I think size did play a factor, but I don't think that. I mean, if that punch landed, if Pacquiao was heavier and bigger than Mayweather, it could have potentially knocked Mayweather down with that one punch. But Pacquiao was actually the smaller guy, and he wasn't able to do that. I always felt that the southpaw stance was going to give Mayweather a lot of trouble, which it did. But I mean, he came through it and he won the fight. If Pacquiao can't beat Mayweather, and Mayweather can overcome the southpaw stance in addition to the footwork and the speed, and Pacquiao's a decent boxer, Amir Khan really doesn't stand a chance, because Khan's not that much of a better boxer than. I mean, I'm not going to say he doesn't stand a chance, but he's not that much of a better boxer than Manny Pacquiao, if he is a better boxer. And I think Khan is a better boxer than Pacquiao. He's got a better brain than Pacquiao in terms of his offense and his where he is in the ring with Virgil Hunter. But Khan makes the mistake where he gets caught with that one big one, and it's all over for Khan, and it happens again and again. Pacquiao definitely carries a better chin, and he doesn't get caught with the punches. Actually, no, he does get caught with severe big punches. We've seen Bradley land it, we've seen Marquez land it. Several fighters have landed it. But for me, I do still think that Khan's got a better boxing pedigree than Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao just carries a lot more power, and he's got faster feet, and he's more naturally gifted than Khan. Okay, but if Pacquiao couldn't beat Mayweather with all the intangibles that he had at his disposal, and he's a better overall fighter than Amir Khan is, how can Khan beat Mayweather just off speed and skill alone? Because he'd have to also deal with that shoulder roll Philly shell defense that Mayweather's got, in addition to everything else, you know. And I look at all the fights of every single orthodox fighter that has ever faced Mayweather Jr., and they've all got schooled and they've all got whooped. The southpaws not so much. The southpaw fighters who Mayweather has faced have done better than the orthodox fighters on a whole. Pacquiao did better than Canelo, in my opinion. He actually managed to hurt Mayweather. Zab Judah, and there was the other black fighter, I forget his name, who also gave Mayweather some trouble. So, but when you mix in the shoulder roll in addition to it, I mean, Mayweather could just stand still in front of that ring and he can just shoulder roll and beat you just like that without the use of his feet, really. I mean, obviously I'm over-exaggerating, but you get the point I'm making. But leave your comments in the section below. Subscribe as always. Let me know what you think. Personally, I think if this fight ever did happen, I think what you would see is a competitive fight where Khan would be landing, maybe and winning the first few rounds. But I think at that point, Mayweather would adjust. He start timing Khan. And you'd see somewhat of a similar performance to, not as bad as a whooping as he put on Berto, but you'd start seeing timing and you'd start seeing the brilliance of Mayweather in terms of his smarts and, you know, switching from defense to offense. And Khan would be missing a lot of punches because Amir Khan is not that much of an accurate puncher. And you'd start to see Mayweather connecting Amir Khan at will, throwing combination punches, throwing with Khan, and Khan struggling to land on the target. Even though he'd have speed, he'd be throwing a lot of punches, but missing with a high output, but missing a lot and getting counter punched in between. And I think over 12 rounds, you'd start to see Mayweather landing more effective punches than Khan would land. And I think you'd see a victory, but I think this was a very good fight that should have been made instead of the Berto fight. Leave a comment section below, subscribe as always, Be Real TV.